I had to go and check on what's happening back there in the garden, back there, to make sure that our community is safe. You know, we gotta watch our community because we don't know what be happening back there. So anyway, part two of the homestead tour. Where were we? We were at the point where we were right here at the fire pit, and we were going to begin. We were showing you the tomatoes that were here, that's surrounding this this platform that I built from scrap wood. But here is this is our fire pit, and so this year the fire pit is not in use right now. So I decided to use it as to decorate it, to use it for plants, make it a central focus. And so this is our tiger lilies. They have not come up yet. I brought them from the front yard to the back so that the deer would stop eating the lilies off of them. So these are our tiger lilies, and they will show up soon. Also, here we have more of our lavender, which is now starting to is starting out. We can now see our lavender starting to grow. So I'm super excited because I harvested a lot of lavender last year, and I'm so grateful because we just sent off 100 bags, 100 sachets of lavender to the Resilience Conference held by the All Healers tomorrow in Asheville at the YMI Cultural Center. So super excited to be a participant with the Eastern North Carolina Regional Association of Black Social Workers to provide this beautiful herb of sachets of lavender fruit to that community. All right, let's go around here, and we have more herbs that are set up here amongst the fire pit because again we're going to use it because it's not being used. So we're going to have plants popping up out of it and trees popping up out of it. I don't know. We might just go ahead and plant something in there because I actually really wanted to put my fire pit on a concrete surface. But this is the one my daughter built. I'm going to ask her about it, see how she feels about it. And because of its position in the garden, we may want to plant a tree here. I don't know. So we will see. We will be seeing. Down here are a bunch of herbs. We got lemon balm. We have lots and lots of thyme on the homestead this year. We have chives. We have oregano. This is a different variety. We have mint, spearmint. But look here, this is our oregano bed. So this oregano bed is like a cover. This oregano is like a cover crop for this bed because we also have a dwarf peach in here, which will get about 7 feet tall. No, probably about, yeah, about 7 feet tall. This is a dwarf peach. Um, and we have a pear tree here that's a first year pear, and it didn't bear any fruit, and that's okay. It's here, it's getting grounded, maybe next year. But it's among this cover crop is helping to keep this oregano is keeping this soil aerated, drained, and beautifully prepared for the trees that are actually sitting here, which is the dwarf pear and this the pear tree and this dwarf peach. Over here is our citrus, our little citrus area. We have 9 citruses on the property. You just saw the mandarin orange, which is right there. And over here are lemons and limes. They come back every year. This one was in the ground and it wasn't doing well. It got hit by the frost, but I put it in I took it out and put it in a bag, and it's popping back. So this is a Mexican lime bush. So we're gonna see how it does this summer, and we're gonna leave these in pots because they will have to be maneuvered for the winter. We have also some lemons. These all produced last year, which I'm super excited for production this year. But these are our Meyer lemon bushes here as well. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. We have, this is a what do you call this? Calamidin. Calamidin. Let me see this message. So that's why you didn't know, but all of your messages are being hidden. Um, So that's why we set up our stuff the way that we do, because of people like you who ruin lives. But we're not going to pay you any attention because this is about how we overcame, how we overcome things, because we know y'all studied us and we studied too. So here we go. Back to the lemons. This is a lemon, but this is a lumquat right here. So this is the first time for this one, which is it's a kumquat. So we're excited about it. This is new to the homestead, which we're really excited about. You don't know what I didn't show y'all? I didn't show y'all this onion. Look at onion went to seed, and so we're now going to have our own onion seeds. I'm going to be pulling this, and they will drop everywhere. So eventually, I'm going to have to cut this off so I don't lose the seeds, because they will begin to drop everywhere. But they're going to drop down here, and there's no place for them to grow. So over here again, this is our citrus area. Yeah, you do, and you need to ask God for forgiveness, because He gonna remember you. Okay, He remembers everything. Um, and I forgive you, but you better go ask God for forgiveness because you messing with His daughter. This down here is blue aster, so it's will bloom soon. This is dahlias. They are not in this. These particular one is not in bloom. It's getting some new blooms down here, so I probably need to cut it back because these already bloomed, and they probably just need to be cut. So that's what I'm going to start doing, going around making sure you maintenance your flowers as well. This was the trouble bed that we seen from the back end, y'all. This is the trouble. This is the this is the blueberry patch again. But I wanted to show y'all how this grapevine, this one on each side of this raspberry. This was supposed to be a free space for me to walk through. Well, somehow this raspberry grew up and took my space. And it's very thorny, so it's hard to walk past a raspberry without getting cut because they will cut you. But I just want you to know I didn't want to get rid of her because she is in full bloom. And I mean, she is in full bloom. So many raspberries. So we're going to let her stay here for the year. I will walk around her some kind of way. Maybe cut, because we're going to harvest her leaves, because I don't know how many of you know this, but raspberries leaves are an herb. And so we're going to be talking a lot about naturopathic medicine on this channel, alternatives to dominant institutional cultures, so that you all can know that you can grow your own food, you can grow your own medicine, you can do all these things with what you have, whether that's in a bed, whether that's in a cup, whether it's in hydroponics, whether it's aeroponics, whether it's uh, um, in a bag. You can do it. You can build a mobile garden. If you have to go and move again, you take your mobile garden with you in the bag. So I love that concept altogether, because even if you're transient, make yourself a mobile garden, because if you have to move again, your garden goes with you. Okay, so just know that is a real thing. That I showed people how to do that. The mobile garden was the best one last year. It survived the winter and everything. And I grew lots of collards and greens and kales and broccoli and Brussels sprouts and all of that in that green. So let's get back to these blueberries. Again, the blueberries are covered, but next year we're gonna have to do something, because these are actually fruiting. These are grapes. And I got to figure out how to get them off the ground now. So I probably get some kind of trellis over here for them to grow on, and a trellis over there for them to grow on, so that we can still have our grapes this year. On those two, this is their first year fruit. So, but this one is fully loaded. This is the original grapevine. I built this trellis this past fall and spring, actually, yep, for them to grow. And it's fully loaded with grapes. When I say fully loaded, it's fully loaded. So we're excited. I know the June bug is coming. So I'm preparing now, because I know that June bug is going to come and try to assassinate all these leaves. But I'm going to get the leaves before the June bug does, because Once they get here, they will assassinate these leaves. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you harvest the leaves, what you can do with them, because June is around the corner, and I'm telling you, they are coming. So I know they are. This area over here has been renovated, and by renovated, I mean I took up the floor. I built in a new floor over here because it was getting a lot of weeds. So what I did was it was so crowded. It was a lot of spiders, a lot of things over here. So a lot of things that were keeping me from getting into this space. So this is our blue blackberry patch, one of our blackberries, but we have 18 of them on the property. So this one is highly. This has been the one that's been giving me the most blackberries because it's the only one we had. But if all of the others grow up to look like this, then we're going to be mass producing blackberries on this property. And blackberries is something I absolutely love. And so yeah, so I built out a new floor here, and on this floor, so that I could see, so that I wouldn't be afraid to harvest, so that I could get in here with my boots, get in here and do work. And I'm keeping this area clear. And as these blackberries are growing up and getting new shoots, I'm going to be staking them. So I don't know how far this blackberry will go, but it's got one, two, three new blackberries growing up around it. So it's dropping its leaves. So what's on the floor? Let's talk about what's on the floor of this area. I took and I put down cardboard. I put down cardboard, pulled all the weeds, put down cardboard, and then I put down wood chips on top of it. So will it eventually break down? Sure, it will. But I'll just keep putting more wood chips on top of it to keep it at bay. Because what we want to do is keep this area highly fertile, but we also want to keep this area accessible so that I can get in there and harvest the blackberries. Here in this area, this is the other part of our orchard. So our orchard surrounds our vegetable garden. Just so you know, this plant is a kiwi berry, and so it's going to. I don't know if it'll bear fruit this year. This is its second year here. I heard it produces after the fourth year. I don't know, but my plants do different things over here. We're going to be moving her to fill in another space, and I will show you where that is. This is also a kiwi berry here. I've had a little small one on a stick, and this was just sitting here. It's in the ground. I put it here to keep from falling into the hole, so put a pot there in the ground. And as a matter of fact, for those of you who don't know, you can put down ground cover, and as you build out your area, you can put in pots by cutting out a space in the ground and putting a pot there. But the goal was to keep the weeds from coming up around the plants. But now I'm able to plant directly into the soil and not have to deal with the weeds around the plants. So I will be strategically thinking about this area so that I can be thinking about what best to do with the rest of the area. So let's talk about this massive, when I say massive, massive fig. So this is my fig. It is its third year here, and it is almost 6 feet tall this year. It's been literally cut to the ground, but this is how it's growing back. It loves it here. It's got a couple of cousins up coming up with it. I put in several in the back, so there's four babies back there as well. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 babies around it. This one's 6 feet tall, so this is literally a fig garden because this is a separate fig. This is separate. The figs are starting to come in. I'm super excited about that because figs is highly preservable, highly rich in vitamin C and all the vitamins that we need. It is one of the spoken gems in the Bible. So if you don't have one, you should. So figs are something that I will be produce a lot of here on the homestead. Figs, blackberries, raspberries, anything that comes back, because that's what we do. We're not going to keep buying and spending money. We believe in perennial gardening here, so we're excited about that. Isn't it beautiful? It's huge. It's really huge. So we got some flower mixing in some flowers. We got some gladiolas mixed in here to give it a pop of color. They will be coming out around June. This one is getting ready to start flowering over here. I can see it's getting ready to start popping out. It's lilies. So super excited about that. But I did a lot of maintenance to the homestead this year so that I could see. I covered all of this area so I can see and get back there, and so that I could really do good work and not be afraid out here because I'm a one woman show. All right, so let's talk about that is our fig area. So that's doing really well. This is some sesame I put back here. These are two crabapple trees. This one did not produce. This is its first year. It is now almost 10 feet tall, or should I say 9 maybe. It's above that fence line. The fence is 6 feet. So we say about 8 feet tall. So, but it needed a companion. So we now have a sister that we've added right next to her. We have chamomile below because chamomile does not like heat. So we put it in the shade garden, which is right here. This is all shade, baby, but you can put a lot of flowers in the shade. You can grow a lot of things in the shade. So it's important to build out your shady spots as well. We haven't gotten chamomile yet, but I know it's coming. So I'm super excited about that. This is and this one right here is the crab apple, and it's fully loaded with crab apples. So let's take a look so I can show you the berries. If you can see the berries right there, that's what they look like. This is crab apple, and it is fully. When I say fully loaded, it is fully loaded. And so we're happy we did get her in the ground because they just do better in the ground. Like if you can make space for them in the ground, make space. So something came along. This is a Hugel Couture bed. Something came along and dug out this bed. I have on this mound. I covered this and I made a mound because a Hugel Couture space because I wanted things to grow here, and it was a hindrance. So I put logs here because logs retain water. They eventually break down. They make great fertilizer. They make great organic matter. Put some lemongrass. All the lemongrass I grew, I put on this mound so that it has a lot of green matter. It has a lot of rich food that it can grow from. Here we have flowers, but I've also put in some squash, and we're going to see how it does because I'm going to use this hedge as its trellis because it's strong, right? And we can grow upward. So I'm going to be growing these upward onto this hedge. That's what we're going to be doing there. So let's talk about let's talk tomatoes, y'all, because I put in this trellis. These are my cages I actually used in the wintertime. They are triangular, but I decided we're going to use them as upward trellises on this fence line for my cucumbers. So I put some cucumbers at the base down here with some dill because dill helps with the pest, the cucumber beetle. And I'm going to let these grow up this trellis, right? Super excited about that. But I didn't tell you what I was going to do with this. So because they have dug this out, I'm just going to put some more soil up there and I'm going to plant some flowers in it so they can stop digging it up. I mean, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. And it's just a mound. It's a mound of beautiful organic matter. So I'll just have some flowers growing out of it and just to keep them out of it. Sorry about the noise, guys. I'm sorry, really sorry about the noise, but let's go over here. Um, I have two concerns, two things that happened on the property this year. I had two out of all the trees that I put on the property this year, all of them did very well except for two. I have two cherry trees that did not get any type of foliage at all. And it said when I did the research, it said that Cherry trees typically get their foliage around April or May, April and May, somewhere around there. But these have not done a stitch of nothing. And so I am going to be pulling these trees and taking them back. I don't know what I'm going to put in their place, but they are at the the entrance of the orchard, which is right here, and they're here. Well, here's one completely naked, completely no leaves. So we're going to have to dig it up from the root to take it back because they were very expensive. One was 41 and another one was 54, 58. So here's another one. Here's the other one on the other side. So these trees were supposed to be for the entrance of the orchard, but neither one of them came back. And that's okay. We're going to take them up. We're going to go get our money back because I got some other plans anyway. Sometimes, everything don't always go as planned, but I've had a 99% success rate here on the property growing things. This land is fertile. This land is good ground. And so I'm truly excited. And take a look at this banana from this angle. Y'all see that? She's back. She is a backdrop feature of this garden. And there's 8 of them over there. That's why I had to take down the tent that I had over there because she was going straight through the roof. So I don't know how big she'll get this year, but y'all, it's only May. What's the date? What's today's date? Today's May 15th. I got something I got to do today. I sure do. It's the deadline. All right, so let's go back to this little row right here of the orchard. This is blackberries as well. This is and let me just show you. These are all first year blackberries. All of these. This is and like I said, if these blackberries do like that blackberry over there, we ain't gonna have to worry about filling in this space because it's gonna be full of blackberries. All right. So this blackberry is almost my height. So again, this is a first year blackberry. We're staking them because I want them to have some sort of growth pattern. So I'm staking them and guiding the way that they grow because that's why that one is all over the place. And because I didn't really guide it, I just let it grow, and that's okay. It's still going to get side shoots, but that main branch that gets all the shoots, I want this one to. We are staking them so that they can have some sort of growth pattern. We'll stake that. It's time to stake it again. Here's another one. She's kind of small. I was waiting for. Most of them have a main branch that's growing out of them. This one hasn't shown up yet. So probably a little more water and she will show up. I also saw a hummingbird this morning, y'all. If you want hummingbirds, add yourself some honeysuckle because this was the plant she was after. It was so beautiful. She loves it. We'll put it up there so she can see it. But they love honeysuckle. Now this is the trellising plant, so I know it can't stay in this ground because it gets huge. I gotta figure out something for it. Haven't figured it out yet, but we're gonna figure it out because we're gonna have to get her out of that pot. We'll probably put her right below that cherry tree because my goal is you have a tree, you have a vine, you have a cherry, you have a fruit, and you have ground cover. That's the pattern. All right, here is another blackberry. Oh, they're cleaning out that area over there. It smells terrible. Here's another blackberry and another blackberry here. These are full of, these pots are full of flowers. So they're coming out. That's a lavender there. Y'all, I'm really sorry about the noise, but we're going to have to keep going. Y'all check out these tomatoes over here though. Aren't they just gorgeous? They are coming up. I have pulled all of their bottom leaves so they can have good air flow. I'm not letting them, I'm making sure that I'm stopping at the flowering point so that everything, that smells terrible. It smells like sewage. So that they have beautiful growth here. in this area. We have some sunflowers growing up in here as well, and some cucumbers on this end that will grow up this trellis and vine here. So I'm super excited about that. Let's go over here. I didn't show y'all though. Let me go back around. So back here we have a bunch of blueberries. They're all in here, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do something different because they are too seem like they just too low to the ground to me. But I may just build a bed back here for them, another bed against the fence line, so they won't be more protected from whatever growing around here. And maybe build one here because it's two blueberries here as well. So we may just build it up that way. But back there are, I'm not gonna, well, I guess I could go back there. This is a Prothanthia. It's yellow. It gives off yellow leaves every spring. It's absolutely beautiful. It has done its blooming for the year. These are some Hugel Couture beds back here. Um, all of these that you see with are Hugel Couture beds. They're going down into the ground, so I love it. We may just build beds around them too, like just build a bed and sit it on top of it and then put the soil on it. So either way, these are going to be used for food in the future. These are our mulberry trees. These mulberries I thought were just going to be, these are actually going to be, they said 7 to 10 feet tall. And so I don't know, y'all. I might have put them too close, but either way, we're going to have some massive mulberry going on. This is going to be where this ladder I'm going to be using to grow my squash, which is in that green tent over there. Right now, growing up as trees, I'm protecting them because once the squash bug comes, it's going to annihilate the squash. This is the apple row here, apple tree lane. Here we have I've planted some lemongrass because that pecan tree did not produce anything, but we'll put some lemongrass here because that's absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to be putting a sassafras right here. I'm going to be, no, not the sassafras. Yeah, the sassafras. I have sassafras and has a deep tap root. So I'm going to be putting that here. And I'm going to be moving this around a little, the ladder around. It's a piece of art. The ladder is literally a piece of art for my garden. And so we're going to be we can move it around anywhere and anywhere we want. And so we're going to be putting that up, letting the squash grow up this because it's heavy. Squash are heavy and this will hold them. So this ladder is also going to be a trellis. In the back, this is my bee apiary area. We're getting our boxes soon. I don't have any bees yet. I am a certified beekeeper, so I'm excited about that. Very new at this space, but we need the bees in our community. We need the bees in our garden in order to grow food. We have some plum trees back here, 1, 2, and 3 did not produce this year, but next year we're expecting some great things. We got 2 beds back here that one is full, one is slightly empty. So this bed this will be used for as a trellis as well. So I seen notice that I was going in and out my camera. But this is going to be used for a trellis. I'm not sure which one of these beds is going to go over, but it's going over top of something. It can also be used to trellis fruit, tomatoes, like I'm doing in that center one, which I'm trellising tomatoes and cucumbers. Over here, though, this is an asparagus bed. The asparagus, I have not seen but a couple of asparagus come up on this bed. And so I decided if it's not going to grow asparagus, then then we're going to use it this year to grow some cucumbers and some whatever. So it's right now some cucumbers down in there, and we're just going to let them do what they do. And if they'll probably go all over the ground, but that's okay. They got a space to grow because cucumbers can be trellised and or they like to sprawl along the ground. Um, over here, we have our baby, what is these called? Baby watermelons, these sugar babies. So we got some sugar babies in this bed right here. I'm sorry about that. In each corner, I have some basil. Um, and these are sugar babies, if you can see them. And we're just going to let them grow out that way so that they can excuse me, they can sprawl all over that area back there. Okay. This is all peppers back here. This is all peppers, hot peppers. Um, excuse me. We have hot peppers, jalapeno peppers. We have red peppers, all kinds of Slim Jim peppers. And we got this apple tree here. We also have here, this is another lavender, a lavender we have here. Back here, we have lavender. This one isn't doing so good, but it looks like it's trying to bounce back, but I'm gonna probably cut it back. These are two figs in this bed. Also beds that I built. I built all these beds actually. Uh, excuse me. But it's two figs in here. This is very, 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 very rich soil and flowers. I embed flowers in my plants as well. I built this deck out as a sitting area. Right now it's just holding my panels. Um, this is my rose garden. So that's why I built this little deck area so that we could have a sitting area here. But for right now, those panels are sitting there until I decide um, we got to build out a space for them to get direct sun. So we're working on that. This is a old bookshelf, and last year I grew sweet potatoes in it, and this year I have um, cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is an herb that's so good for you. But what I noticed that is that cayenne pepper is a detoxifier. It's a blood thinner. Um, it's a blood thinner. So hear me out. It is a blood thinner. It keeps the clots, keeps the blood going, and keeps the clots away. And so what I noticed is that I could not find the cayenne in the capsules anymore. For some reason, I'm not seeing them in the capsules. And apparently, they're becoming a hot commodity. So, if you are someone who is really big on, naturopathic ways to keep your body safe and detoxify and keep your blood clean, because it is a blood detoxifier. It hits the blood, it thins the blood, gets out all the impurities. Do the research for yourself. It is the thing. It will dry up tumor. It does all of that. Because I'll tell you my mother's story, and I've told it so many times. Don't have time to do that on this live. That's another live. We'll talk about that when we're talking specifically about cayenne. When I share that with you soon. But so I decided that okay, all right, they want to take it off the market, then I'm just going to grow my own cayenne. We're going to crush it and we'll put it in capsule form. So I'll have my cayenne that I know I grew in my garden. They'll have nothing else in it but some cayenne. Okay. Here is, let's see. So this is the cayenne that I put in the garden. I'm sorry about the shadow. Let me go this way. And this is a watermelon right here. I think that's another sugar baby. But we also have some volunteers. We'll go back this way because I missed something over here. Wanted to show you all the okra. We have okra right here. I absolutely love okra, and okra is so good for you, even just raw. You don't even have to cook it. You can eat it raw. That's okay. Some of y'all don't like the slime, then don't eat it slime. Just take it off the bush and eat it. Because it will grow. So these are sunflowers down the middle, and then we have a patch of corn right here. So, yep, and all of these beds um, have marigold seeds around them, so they're coming up now. You can't see them, but they are there. This is one of our peach trees, and at the bottom of our trees, I also put flowers, but I also put crimson clove, which will have beautiful red blossoms, and it's aerating the soil and keeping erosion from happening, so that when I water my trees, my peach trees, they get the water that they need. And we do indeed have peaches growing this year. I don't know if you can see them, but they are in there. They survived that bad storm. Over here is a bed of collards. These are our Georgia collards. I don't have a lot of collards right now because they generally like cold weather. But collards can go through the summer as well. So we got collards, but we have to keep them safe from pests. I do realize that they have a lot of pest pressure. And then we have some purple cabbage down here as well. So they are doing well. They are surrounded by basil, and also there are marigolds in this bed as well. Hopefully we can keep the pests off of them, but they're looking good. So I'll have a lot of collards, but here's one bed of them. Over here is our a little greenhouse that I have for our squash because I want to keep them safe from the squash bug until they can grow up a little bigger and I can protect the stems. So they need some water. It's really hot in there, but I mean, they grow in there. So just leave them in there. I'll give them a little bit of air. They get a little air from the bottom, so they're not completely, um, um, yeah, they're okay. So we're gonna be planting some more. We're really trying to be successful. Last year I was very successful. Let me say this. Last year I was very successful with the winter squash, and that's the kind that I'm growing because I don't like the crook squash. I don't like the crook yellow squash. That's too watery. I like the meat of the spaghetti squash, the meat of the winter squash, the meat of the scallop squash. So that's what we're going to be growing. All right, so here we have our stevia bed. This is our sweetener. Every homestead should have some sort of sweetener. Okay, this is their third year on the homestead. Everybody says that these are annuals, but somehow I made it that they are perennials, and this is their third year, and they are looking absolutely beautiful, growing up as absolute bushes. These are our stevia beds. This is my sassafras. It has a deep tap root, and that is the one that we said we're going to put back there um, next to the lemongrass and the ladder where the squash is going to go because it has a deep tap root and it needs to be in the ground. Its ideal place is in the ground. And it will cover shade a lot of things. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back there in the shade garden back there. So it don't cover these beds because these are our only beds right here in the middle of the garden. These are our only beds that have a lot of sun. But as you can see, the sun sits over top of them, so I don't want to cover that area because they will get a little shade, and that's okay. From they're gonna things here will get a little filtered sun after a while because of the peach trees and the apple trees and the pear trees. Will give a little shade to this area, and that's okay because what it does is it cuts down on the intensity of the heat, and so I'm really excited about being methodical. These are grape tomatoes that are growing here. Excited. Put up a little trellis for them to grow up on. They are in the middle. On the outside is our peppers and is our basil and onions and marigolds. So intentionally thought about how to plant so that things don't get shaded out. This is a shrub. It stays this color all year. And like I said, I believe in putting things at the base because we're building out a permaculture. That is the goal to for this to be a place where birds love everything loves to be. All right. Let's see what we're gonna do next. This is another two more blackberries underneath this beech tree. Super excited how they're growing. Everything is doing so well. I can tell when something loves the soil because it shoots straight up in the air. On this side is also more grape tomatoes and peppers, basil, onions, and marigolds. On this side, we have some peony. My peony is just growing up in there. Lemongrass. We have some Thai basil. We have some basil here. We have some green beans in the center so that they can, because they're going to grow real fast. And so it's time, as soon as you put them in the ground, you need to be starting some more. Um, Absolutely, we have some more blackberry over here. Let's go this way and then we'll come back and show you some more. This is our comfrey. We harvested yesterday. I've got some beautiful leaves of comfrey that we're going to be freeze drying for tea. This is again another. We're gonna put some flowers down here too. I don't know. I just believe in putting a lot of stuff, right? Right where some more soil, put some more stuff down there. This bed is getting more. This is more beans over here. Over here was peas. Peas are kind of getting ready to go out because it's kind of hot. I did get some sweet peas off of there this year, but more importantly, I got the seeds. And I put them in the ground, so it looks like we got another seed coming up right here. Oh no, that's so it's a couple seeds down here, so we may be getting some more. This is the other half portion of a collard bed. These ones survived the early spring, so we're going to see how far they go. They were little, some kale and some collards and some more small collards over there. I don't know what I'm gonna put on this side of the bed yet. Probably flowers. Not sure. Here's another peach tree, but this one is our Georgia peach, and she's got a lot of peaches on her too. Some survived, some didn't. She was so heavy in fruit this year. But we lost a lot of fruit because of the frost. They got hit with frost that because of the way the weather set this year. So, but we're hoping for something different next year. So we did get some fruit. We got some fruit on all of them, on all of our trees. This one as well. Only a couple on this one, but we do have some. Right there. And we're going to bag these up so that the bugs don't get to them before we get to them. So it's only a couple on this one, but we got some beauty berry here on the corner. Um, I love this. This berry also makes great fruit, wine, and health products. We have some lavender. We got lavender all over the property. All right, so let's go this way. Talk about some things that we're going to. No, let's talk right here. This is another bed I built right here. This is all perennial, so I lost two plants, as you can see right there. My plan was to lose 0 plants this year, but I've lost two trees. So because I couldn't decide where I wanted to put them, but I'm gonna keep them, cut them all the way back, and see if I can salvage the root. Um, this bed was completely overhauled. I pulled everything out of it and replanted it, and baby, it is so pretty now. It's got a lot of fruit, um, hedges like my azaleas, blooming summer, fall, and spring. I have some blackberries over here as well. I've got some figs, and I decided that this area needed to be filled in a little more. So I'm going to put this big fig right here in the ground right here. Since it gets so big, I'm not going to put it against the wall. And I need to keep room to walk back there. So because I don't want it to mess with the roots of the house. Mess with the house. So we're going to put it right here in the center, right here. So we're going to put that in and let that sprawl all over. Fill in this area right here with something, right? I actually want to fill in all of this so that people can't see through my fence line. So I don't know. We'll probably be putting some things all back there, and let that be the entrance, and people have to walk through the garden this way, versus seeing from the gate. When the gate is open, I don't want people to see in. Um, Here we have the our beautiful. Oh, she needs some water today. I'll give her some water this evening. She's got peaches on her. This is our dwarf peach, and she has a bunch of peaches on her as well. She has so many flowers, and they just all can't make it when there's so many flowers. Because you got to decide what you're going to keep, because the tree just can't handle but so many, and with so many flowers. But the tree sustained. It loves it there, so it's right next to our crepe myrtle. These are your, I keep the signs on them because I don't know what everything is. Black diamond crepe myrtle. This is their third year. They are growing very, very strong. They started as twigs. We brought all of our monkey grass to the front so that they can just hang around. We have got some shipshito peppers in here too. So we not only have fruit, like I said, we have figs, we have the dwarf peach, we have shishito peppers down here, and we have blackberries back here. And then we have our crepe myrtle, which is going to get about 10 feet, 8 to 10 feet tall. So it might look small right now, but don't judge its size. We also have in this area just a bunch of beautiful perennial flowers that will come back every single year. We also have medicine in here. We have yarrow, yellow yarrow, and then we have white yarrow. We have lilies. We have petunias. I mean, just beautiful tulips. And again, this is a balance, kind of a balanced bed. And like I said, we have a lot of jasmine. So we're going to be pulling, we have 3 jasmines over here. The goal is to let them grow up over this arch, connect to the arch and grow, just have lots of space to sprawl out. And that's another tea, so that's an herb as well. And I'm able to, the reason why this was important for me to pull up is because I needed to be able to step inside of this bed and do certain things as well. But if I can get an arch trellis, a stand-up arch trellis to let these jasmine grow up, they can actually grow up out up over and over this, and that way they'll just be easier to pick. So that is, this garden is balanced. We have more shishito pepper here, and we have a small one here that's trying to grow. They survived. I put in some snapdragons because it's shady too over here. It didn't get a lot of sun. It usually gets morning sun. And some more um, jasmine. That's a smaller one. It tried to die, but I brought it back to life. Over here, and this is the last bed that we have, and this is a completely evergreen bed here. It is covered up because it's got 3 blackberries here. As you can see, the blackberries are coming in, and I don't want the birds to get them. And we have here some not lemon balm, but what is this balm that deters deer? It has beautiful red leaves that will come during the summer. We have jasmine. We have beautiful evergreen trees, and once we release this, these get beautiful flowers on them, and so I gotta let that go because it's messing with the growth. So I gotta tie that back, release that, and just cover the berries. Okay, and this jasmine, and today we're going to be putting in our roselle. So we're going to be putting them in pots though, because roselle, they get really, really massive, and I've had them before, and so I'm going to be putting them in deep, big, deep pots for them to grow, because they're hard to also pull out of the ground. They're hard to get managed once they get that big. So, and I can move them around to see how they do in the yard to get different sun, because I might can put them out here on the, I might can put them on the green. I might can put them on the green. And these are 4 more blackberries here in trash cans that I made pots out of, because why not? $5. But I haven't put anything along here. So I've got some pots, low level pots that I might put along here to put herbs in. But the goal is to waste absolutely nothing, any space this year, and make sure that we are maximizing our space this year. And y'all, whew, that's what we're doing. So today is plant 3 things I have to plant. My sassafras, my blue, no, 4. Sassafras, elderberry, um, that fig back there, and my roselle. That's what we got. That's what we're adding today. We're going to wait till it cools down. I'm preparing my pots and soil now, but we're going to wait until it cools down because now we're getting ready to get into the heat of things. And I've shown you guys my beautiful pomegranates. They get big too, but they can also go in pots. So we're going to be putting some things in pots and some things in the ground. Um, Adding some more flowers. Yeah, I am very pleased with this year's outcome. I worked really, 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 really hard over the last 3.5 years, mainly the last 2.5, progressively working to build out a place where we can grow our own food, where our hens can, give us eggs, um, where we can grow rabbits. And yeah, so that is it. That's part two of the Homestead tour. I hope that you all enjoyed the tour today. Um, Let me get in front face the sun a little bit because I just want you all to know that you can do it and that we are heirs to the throne of God and that He loves us. He wants the best for us and that we just have to be willing to do the work. The first thing God told us to do was to cultivate the garden. The very first thing. That was the very first thing He told us to do, cultivate the garden. So get to making that garden, whether it's a windowsill garden, a grow in the bag garden, a hydroponic garden, a fish tank garden, uh, an in-ground garden, above the ground garden, in the bed garden, whatever kind of garden. Just look. He said cultivate. His first instructions was to cultivate. And so, God bless you all. I hope that you enjoy part two of our homestead tour and next steps. I am Dr. Eve. I'm a local researcher, but most of all, I am a child of God, building and cultivating the things of the kingdom. Be blessed. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, bye for now. And remember that living well is a lifestyle that you get to cultivate. Bye for now.